Hello everybody, how's it going? Mr. MKL here. We are continuing the day of Niche Fighter Fête. We got day 2. Thank you, That Punk, for the raid, much appreciated. I loved the speedruns you were doing. Yo, it was delightful. Hope everyone's doing well. We're chilling today. We are hanging out and we're doing some live drawing, as you can see at the top. We got none other than Damien Gulde of Damiens.Dragons+. How you doing? Say hi.
Happy Halloween weekend. Ready to finish up October in style. Thanks for having me, Mr. MKL. I look forward to some good suggestions and maybe I'll give you some good drawings.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what we're doing today. We are going to be drawing some, well, I'm not going to be drawing because, no, you don't want to see that. You want to see someone who's actually talented do some drawing. So Damien here is going to draw up some Mega Knockdown characters in celebration of course, Mega Knockdown. That's what we're here for, right? We're raising some cash
Ding, ding, ding.
to help support the development of Mega Knockdown, the game from D-Hamster. And we're gonna, one of the things he wants to do is actually raise money to improve the art. So let's give him some new art. Let's see what's possible out there.
Show him what we can do.
Yeah. So, if anybody has any suggestions, y'all can use that command, !Matcherino, and you can donate, $5, and we'll throw in a prompt, and we'll see. Maybe you want, I don't know, what's a good prompt, Damien?
What's the guy? Ringo?
Ring King for
Ring
Robo
King.
O. If we're gonna do some
Ring King,
Robo O
Robo
characters,
or like you want like Big Billy, but Big Billy's got like blue hair or maybe some tattoos or something.
right? You want something like that? I like the idea. Yeah.
I could do a Robo O character, maybe fighting a.
Fighting a Mega Knockdown
Mega
character?
Knockdown character, and then we'll put him on Ball 3D.
Woo! Yes, that's right. Damien had actually show this off here a little. We got a Balls 3D.
It moves slightly.
It does, yeah. Imagine the background moving along with the characters, right? So one thing we want to do is we want to fill in this billboard, okay? We got stuff that happens in the billboard in the game. What is you were saying the favorite is Aruga.
I was thinking Aruga in the
Aruga.
funny rating, but if you guys, what was the other one? This Flaunt the Turkey or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
That. It's just some weird Taunt the Ostrich.
Taunt the Ostrich. That's
some weird
another
stuff.
one.
They say weird stuff.
So whatever you guys got some ideas.
In there.
Throw them in that donation.
Be a prize.
Yeah, and then people who donate, if you donate at least $25 throughout the weekend, we will raffle off this artwork and we will send it to you. I will ship it right to your home.
Wow.
So
Aruga.
Aruga indeed. Damien, tell some people about yourself. What do you do?
I am an artist. I am on the old Instagram at Damiens.Dragons. I do a lot of paintings in acrylic of things like this. That looks nice in there. Look, he's very shiny. I have another one behind me. And I'm just trying to get my brand off the ground, obviously. I do the dragons. Because a few years ago I painted some dragons and somebody was like, "These are awesome, you gotta do these forever." And it's forever now.
And here we are. Forever later, you're still making dragons.
So I've been drawing ever since I was a little kid and just never gave it up, so hopefully I've retained some skills.
So, this is what we're going to do. We have a little interview that we're going to run in a bit with D-Hamster about Mega Knockdown. So, we're going to get Damien started drawing some stuff. And, so if any of you have prompts, make sure to get in there in the Matcherino and give us some ideas. I think I might kick us off. I owe $50 to the Matcherino from some challenges that I failed yesterday. So I am going to be strategically donating those throughout the rest of the weekend for whatever it is that I want. So, I'm going to start off. Let's do a $5 prompt to get you started. I want to see Big Billy in a bikini.
Alrighty.
That Punk is asking how much to put something on the billboard.
How much to put something on the billboard? I think the billboard's a pretty good one. What do we want to say? You want to say a $15 donation will get you something on the billboard. It's going to be first come, first serve, friends. So race to get in there if you want it.
Alright, so I want Big Billy in a bikini. There's just paper to put notes on.
Want this here? Alright, let's do it. Here, let me.
Oh, Alan McMillan saying, how about a female dragon fighter, and they'll see if they can get it into the game.
Ooh, a female dragon fighter.
What does that even mean?
I think that's open to artist interpretation.
Gamers are gonna have to fill me in on that. What's a dragon fighter? Just a dragon?
A dragon, a dragon, yeah. A fighter
dragon
who
who's
is
a
a
fighter.
dragon lady.
Oh. How do you know she's a lady? Dragons are not mammals.
I mean, this is true.
Eyelashes.
Yes, I think the definitive eyelashes are definitely the way to go.
Also, I'm here too.
Also, yes, sorry, I did not. We have Ducky on the boards right now.
I'm Mr.
So-
MKL now.
Look at me. Look at my eyes.
I'm Mr. MKL now.
That punk saying they donated $15 for the billboard.
Hey.
Oh.
What do we got? All right, I gotta look this up.
All right, I need to. Yeah, what are these prompts here?
Yeah, all right. Let me pull them up here. Yo, big shoutouts. Thank you everyone for joining us here at the Niche Fighter Fête. It's gonna be a super fun time. We have already, like, this is wild. $345.50 raised to help support some independent artists and game developers. This is just terrific. Yo, okay, so that punk wants the billboard to read, "Open wide for Chunky." I think we got a good one.
That's good.
Yo, big shout outs to Leo Luster for contributing as well. They say, love and support to my indie friends. We got $1 from Ducky saying, smug Ducky face.
For context, I donated that to put us over the $300 to make Mr. MKL have to do Shuma combos on the mini arcade stick.
Oh, that's going to be a delight. So yes, Damien, what are you doing here? I want to see.
All right, I got
right.
I got the big Billy.
All right, we got the big
Big Billy
outline.
body.
Big Billy body.
The big Billy body. He's got his ears. So this is a nice light gray. It's a neutral gray number 2. And what will happen is as I add the colors in, the neutral gray will fade, and then all these work lines will be gone. What kind of like a one of these kinds of bikinis?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Proper bikini. They're out for a day at the beach.
Where? He's got the big anime eyes. Right?
Yeah. We need the giant cute cat girl eyes. Okay, so we got a lot of stuff going on. No, like I said, this weekend is really all about raising some cash for Mega Knockdown, which I am very stoked to be able to do. Honestly, this whole Niche Fighter Fête thing was kind of inspired by things like the Dino Sweep, right? Or Evo Rex, depending on what you like to call it, where we had a bunch of people get together in support for some fun and awesome stuff that happened on Twitter, memeing about a fighting game called Dino Rex. And it led to a giant tournament that a bunch of people participated in. We raised a bunch of money for a pot bonus and for charity. It was a fantastic experience. And it's like, this is kind of the power of a solid community, right? So myself, that punk, and Flynn wanted to put something together, put an event together that people could kind of rally around and celebrate not only the like artists in our community, but make like a real world difference for one of the indie game developers that we love and support. So like being able to get new art into a game, get proper key art, get proper, right, like new character designs, move away from the Germa art that has been used kind of as a matter of necessity in the in Mega Knockdown as a game. There's a lot we can do. We have the power as a community. So I'm like, let's do it. We put it together, and it has been fantastic. And I'm already seeing Bikini Billy come to life, and it makes me so happy.
I gotta get a Big Billy face reference.
You need a Big Billy face reference?
I got it.
All right.
Just with that dumb smile. I mean, fantastic.
Fantastic, beautiful smile. Mega Knockdown's a really interesting game in like its art style. Like it has a pretty wide-ranging variety, and I think part of it, it comes from a bunch of different artists and how it kind of all coalesced, right? Which is really fantastic. So like I love seeing someone else like Damien who is like, okay, I might not play the game. This might not be personally important to me, but I want to do my spin on it, right? Yeah, that's right. It can't be overstated how impressive what dHamster has managed to achieve without any real art to work with. Absolutely, it is. It's a testament to like the fortitude of solo developers. I was talking about this with Ducky, that like it's remarkable what solo developers can put together. You're making the music, you're making the game, you're making the art, you're doing your own marketing. Like, it's wild. So.
Doing your own PR.
Yeah, all your own PR. So you know what? This is like, for us too, this is like, it's not only about raising money for dHamster, it's also about celebrating all of the cool stuff that we have going on, right? So we got people drawing amazing stuff. We have people who make amazing music. And, editors and streamers who do amazing stuff. So we got some nice fun stuff to show off.
I was thinking it's a little unfortunate that we're so strapped for time, because it would be really cool to have Damien play Mega Knockdown.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
I hear it's turn-based, so I am interested in that whole turn-based combat. Because I can't keep up with these masters.
All right. So yeah, all right. Like I said, if anybody else has anything they want to add to this, or maybe do we have another? Like, there's a possibility. Robo O. So yeah, if there's any ideas for Robo O, we have maybe another 5 minutes before we're gonna shoot over and take a look at an interview that I conducted with dHamster about Mega Knockdown, while Damien gets to the grunt work and puts these things together. And then we'll come back near the end of the hour and see them all come to life. So if anyone else has any ideas for a Robo O character, that would be dope. We already have the billboard prompt from that punk. Oh, I'd love to see Heavy Tex doing his hat tip. Okay, this is where some of my strategically placed donations are gonna go.
Strutting in the background. Like
yep. All right, so Damien, Heavy Tex, the cowboy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want him doing a hat tip to or offering flowers.
Oh.
Offering flowers to Big Billy.
Oh. What a smoothie. Alright. Let's just see what he looks like. But damn!
That's right. I love when he pulls out those flowers. That is super great. So I need, yeah, there you go. Heavy text. Offering some flowers to Big Billy at the beach. All right, I gotta get my donation in. Yo, maybe we play some Robo-O tunes in the background.
You can do that.
Are these robotic chaps that he's wearing?
Yes. He is, I believe he is 21.3 meters tall and weighs 58 tons. Offering flowers to a bodybuilder with a catgirl head in a bikini. Which is pretty amazing. Right. Foxy Boxy, how you doing? Welcome to the show, Foxy.
This is the true crossover everyone wants to see.
It is. This is the true crossover. Robo-O cross Mega Knockdown.
Yeah. Heavy text for Mega Knockdown?
Yeah, that's right. We need Big Billy in Robo-O, and then we need.
Now, would it be Big Billy as Big Billy or a robot version of Big Billy?
Oh, Biggest Billy. It would be Biggest Billy, where they are
it's a mech piloted by Big Billy.
Oh, yes, piloted by Billy themselves. Oh, this makes so much sense.
The male bodybuilder
Yeah, with a girl cat head. It's beautiful. Like, I don't know who initially came up with this design, but I think I need to buy them a coffee. All right. And put it in. There you go. Oh, wait. Heavy text. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see how these turn out. This is going to be amazing. And like I said, in just a couple minutes, I'm going to shoot over and we're going to look at an interview that I conducted with D.Hamster, the developer of Mega Knockdown, and we're going to get some insight into the game and its history, and I think it's super interesting. So I'm very excited to show this off. It's a shame that unfortunately D.Hamster is not able to be with us today. I definitely would have loved it, but you know, these things happen. But we made sure that they're here in spirit and in video form. Damien, I'm curious. What do you think? What do you think of some of these characters?
I would love to see them in action. All of the Mega Knockdown characters are fairly ridiculous. They all have their own little twists that are I've never seen in a game before. There's like the Beardo guy. There's the homeless man that has like a tree helper. There's some crazy characters in that. And it would be really cool to see that actually overlaid onto the actual game.
The actual game itself, right? Yeah, I want to see them come to life.
That would look so crazy. And who doesn't love robots?
Yeah, that's right.
Boring people.
Yes, and I did want to mention to everyone that partly inspired, I think, by everything we're doing here, the D.Hamster is actually running a Patreon as well, if you want to help continue, even after the Fête. Even, the party's not over. So if even after the Fête you want to help continue support the development of Mega Knockdown, There's a Patreon that's opened up, and you'll be able to get some prints of the new key art that is being made. Something I'm going to be able to show off maybe in a few minutes here. All right, what do you think, Damien? Are you set? Oh,
I think what we need for these is something, either a speech bubble or some kind of background or something around them. You said a beach, maybe something beachy if you want to put that in, but I think we need to give them some context.
All right.
A cyber beach.
We're gonna go. So we have Cyber Beach. All right, we got a last minute chance here, folks. If you want to get a last minute suggestion in for some scenery, some settings, we can go with the beach. What do you want? What is Heavy Tech saying? What does Heavy Tech say when they offer flowers to Big Billy?
Don't know how to see pictures.
Oh, beautiful.
Por you.
Por you? Por you, definitely with a P, P-O-R-U.
I think that's a V.
Pour vous? Oh, okay, in French. There you go. Sorry, my eyesight is deteriorating.
Look like he made out of a toaster.
All right. Well, friends, I think that's what we're gonna go with, right? So we're at the beach. Lay out a towel.
Big Billy is clearly sunning himself.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, I think that's what we're doing, right? Beach, and he's offering the flowers, saying, for you. Pour vous. Oh, that's right. No, they would be more familiar. So it would be pour toi. Vous is like the it's like the royal, like,
The royal you.
yeah, it's like it's a much less familiar you. Okay.
So I gotta do a beach.
Yeah, you got to do a beach. I mean, where else would you be wearing? I mean, you could wear a bikini wherever you want, to be perfectly honest. I'm not going to judge you.
Go for it.
Especially when you're twice my size and you can crush me like a grape.
All right, and I think now we're going to jump off and we're going to take a look at an interview with D.Hamster. I had a great time actually sitting down with D.Hamster and chatting about the game. It was fantastic to see. I mean, Mega Knockdown, for those of you who are completely uninitiated, Mega Knockdown is the turn-based 2D fighting game made by D.Hamster, and it is a super unique take on the fighting game genre. And I love seeing it's like looking at the super fast-paced nature of fighting games and saying, but what if slow and turn-based? Is a super unique way to look at the genre and look at fighting games. And so I'm very happy to see their take on it and get their thoughts behind it. So let's go over to that now and take a look and see what they have to say.
Kudo Plays design competition, which exhibited in 2017. And so I collaborated with a couple of my friends and kind of laid down the rules for like what would a fighting game be like in a card game form, and I'm sure things like that were like of strategic interest to fighting games, like Oki, um, frame advantage, spacing, and I had some inspiration from Yomi by Serlin, his card game that he made a long time ago. And that had like a rock paper scissors between attack, block, and throw. But there were elements of that I didn't really like gel with as much. It was more of like a card game in the sense you had to do like hand management. In Mega Knockdown, the card game, there was no hand management. You always could do any of the moves you needed to do. It just like depending on the situation, maybe it makes more sense to throw at a DP or to block or throw. You're never limited by what cards you had. I kind of put it on the back burner for a long time because, well, for one, I was busy I was finishing up my degree, and also I wanted to take it online, and I wasn't sure how to do it because it was such a weird card game because it was these simultaneous turns that I couldn't find any kind of engine for card games that would support it. And so that kind of left me with not many options to do online multiplayer. And I could, play it in person with people, but people who were into board games didn't really weren't as interested in like playing a fighting game. And people who wanted to play fighting games just wanted to play fighting games, which I was okay with because my background in fighting games, I was a big into Guilty Gear Xrd. That kind of got me through some times in my life. So fast forward a couple years later, it was the pandemic, 2020. I kind of had just stopped thinking about this project for a while, and I decided, well, I heard about Steam had this feature called Steam Remote Play, where any game could be taken online without any real infrastructure needed. You just check a box in the Steam settings and you can go. And I'd previously made a game on Steam before, this like short RPG called Nick Beard and the Fedora of Destiny in like 2017. It was just it's a free game you can get online. It's just really stupid and it's kind of funny. And so I was like, I can make a Steam game. But so I was like, maybe what I'll do is I'll get into Unity. I'll find like a turn-based strategy template, and then I can just put that on Steam and do the remote play to get multiplayer. Turned out the game was so weird that even like a turn-based strategy template was not really applicable to this game at all. So I just started from scratch in like June of 2020. I just started one by one coding from scratch the rules of the game. So, okay, both players select a movement, and then depending on the movement they choose, they'll get to move. Then I added like attacks, blocks, throws, frame advantage, Oki, one by one, just sort of like going in a rolling progression, just starting from this basic one versus one scene, no extra stuff, no menus, no nothing, just building the rules of the game one by one into this Unity project. And somewhere along the line too, I realized I needed to have some kind of, animations or something. And for that, I was trying to find some kind of, placeholder assets that I could use. I wasn't really that interested in like these like 3D Unity like models and animations that are out there. I had remembered in the past that there was like people who had made these like green screen recordings of themselves doing various things. And I was like, maybe I can find one of those so that I can have some kind of like, Mortal Kombat style green screen animations. And sure enough, I found that this streamer named Germa had made, dozens of hours or many hours of recordings of himself doing a bunch of weird stuff, including like fighting game style moves. And so I was like, well, this is perfect. And so without really knowing this person had a huge following, I just started making like, okay, here's some walking animations, jumping animation. He's doing some jabs and kicks. That's great, And then for some things, you have to be more creative. Like he's not doing a sweep, so maybe here's him like happens to fall down or laying down, and splicing together those different poses, you get a sweep, even though he never did that animation in real life. And so from that, I kind of constructed sort of the basic rule set of the game with some really basic placeholder animations. And I noticed that my Twitter following went from like, 10 people had followed the card game to like maybe like 100 following the video game. And over time, like, a few more people seem to have shared it. And then I was able to find some testers and kept building up elements to the game that were needed, like character select screen, options, making a basic AI, and just sort of putting everything together until it is in the form you see today, which is still not very good presentation-wise, but I think the gameplay actually is pretty solid since it's kind of gone through many iterations and lots of testing. And there's things in the card game that have since become, modified for balance reasons. There were some oversights in the card game that like, oh, this is actually really broken. And this one thing that I forgot to say earlier is that when I was making the game, really early on, I realized it was a card game, but the cards only served to select your inputs. So I dropped the cards almost immediately as a game mechanic because I just was like, well, the purpose of the movement card is done with WASD or your joystick. And the purpose of the attack cards, those are your attack buttons on the gamepad or the keyboard or whatever. And so it went from being a card game about fighting games to a turn-based fighting game almost as soon as it hit Unity, basically.
That's genuinely fascinating to me because I think you've seen several attempts by developers to do turn-based fighting game things in the past, but almost invariably, like you said, they are card games first and foremost. And that whole aspect of hand management is something that I think it's something that a lot of fighting game players just don't want, right? So it's like it's an obstruction to them getting to the good fighting game interactions. So I think that's it's interesting that it mapped very clearly from your movement cards to WASD or joystick input and then your face buttons, and that makes it much more immediately recognizable as fighting game as opposed to card game.
Right, and I think some of that came from I guess you could say that hand management in some way is a little bit like meter management in a fighting game. But I would get frustrated because I'm like, well, I know I need a block here, but I don't have any block cards, and that just gets frustrating because you know that there's like basic things you want to do, but you just can't. And there's other kinds of attempts to do like a turn-based fighting game or something where I think they try to just capture the thematic nature of a fighting game, but it's just literally turn-based, and then you lose a lot of the strategy of like, well, okay, you guard, but okay, I saw you guarded, now my attacks you do less damage, and there's no reason to guard because there's no real strategy there. Yomi actually had a good implementation where there was like strike, throw, attack, like as in like a rock, paper, scissors, but then it's like, it's not quite like fighting games because you can't just throw somebody from across the screen if they're blocking. The risk reward changes depending on your spacing. And so for me, having spacing as an element of the game was important too, because it's a different game if you're up close and anything can happen versus if you're staring down a zoner from full screen. How do you get in? The nature of the rock, paper, scissors changes because the reward isn't like completely blowing up the opponent. Maybe it's, do I get to go in and do my game? Because now, like previously, I've lost the spacing battle, and now I have to get back in to actually like restart what I want to do as a rushdown character, if that's the mashup.
I do want to say, like, having played the game a bunch with some friends, it's something that was remarkable to me, where when I went into it, my immediate thought was like, this is actually great. Like, there's like literally no execution requirement, right? I just get to easily pick my buttons, right? So like that's fantastic. And it meant that I really got to invest in the like playing against my friend. Like I know them, right? So like what are they likely to do? And that was a really fun interaction. But what I realized is after about 20 or 30 minutes, my wife walks in and she's like, what game are you playing? And I'm like, oh, it's this turn-based game, Mega Knockdown. And she's like, it's turn-based? Because we were just going back and forth so quickly. The fluidity of it is not lost in spite of it being a turn-based game. It's a testament to how well it maps to the things that we know about fighting games.
Yeah, a central kind of design thing I've been doing in making this game is trying to make the gameplay as frictionless as possible. So not spending a lot of time looking at animations, not spending any real extra effort like navigating a menu, right? Because most turn-based games, there's a big menu. It's like, what action do you want? Okay, what movement do you want? Okay, confirm. No, you press the button.
Yeah.
And then it goes, right? Maybe it'll take a little longer if someone needs a little more time to think. But yeah, the matches I've played, a lot of the time, it's over in maybe a minute, just like a fighting game, right? Because okay, you probably want to block here, like, oh, I really want to get that DP, right? It's not a lot of thinking needed a lot of the time. And I do have those timed variants like bullet and blitz where you're really restricted and to making sure it goes fast. But usually it's not even needed. You know, if people are like just playing the game, they know how it goes. And yeah, as far as like the accessibility thing that you mentioned, yeah, people can get into it really fast. And it's really interesting too, because the different skill levels of players can actually be quite apparent, because we've now done this online league. This is now the third month we've done an online league, and the format is kind of like a round robin. Everybody plays everybody else. A new player will get absolutely trashed by a good player, just like any other fighting game. But I've noticed they're improving at a much more rapid rate because, you know, there's not much. You could go into training mode to see how different setups will work or different situations will play out, but it's not needed. You know, you don't need to building the execution because the combos just happen if you are smart enough to get into the situation where they'll land. And you know, it also rewards like some game knowledge, because there's some interactions which are kind of subtle, like, and there's even like a way to trigger a moment 37 against flat skin if you play as the Shoto character Paul, and I managed to land it one time in a real match, and I was like, yes,
did it.
Because it's a really rare, you know, a really rare set of circumstances that it actually makes sense. It's very accessible, and I think that's something that's a really real strength of the game, because although there are some really good fighting game players who have disabilities, it can be an uphill struggle, you know, to learn a fighting game as a person with disabilities. And so I think having this really light execution format could be a way to introduce people to the fighting games genre, get that sense of strategy, which I think you need to unlock with hundreds of hours of learning the game and being like, okay, like I can finally anti-air. Now we're actually playing the game. You get to do that in like an hour, right? And I think it's pretty deep still. Like there's still like that mind games that you unlock against that other player. They're just less of a barrier of entry to get there, I would say.
What we're doing here at the Niche Fighter Fête is in part to help raise some money for you to be able to continue the development of Mega Knockdown. And one of the areas in particular is going to be the art that you're looking to focus on. It seems that like you kind of stumbled into the Germa green screen stuff as a matter of like, you know, necessity in part, right? It's a matter of availability. But the rest of the art in Mega Knockdown has quite an eclectic style. Like, could you talk a little bit about some of the character designs and where that inspiration comes from?
So I have to thank a few people for that. There is the design for Nick Beard came from my friend Kyle, also known as Socially Awkward Paul, who the character Shotoken artist Paul was inspired by. And so he drew the Nick Beard character for this comic that me, him, and another friend of mine, also named Kyle, were working on. And that project kind of, you know, ran its course, but wanted to include that in the game as, you know, kind of a nod to some of the origins of some of these characters. So that's sort of his style, which was sort of like almost like a Gravity Falls style. There's going to be a bit of a redesign of these coming up soon. And for the rest of the character art, I approached this artist who was local to me when I was living in Portland. He goes by AZN SM, I believe, or Crimson Blitz. He's been doing art for conventions and stuff, and he was doing commissions. So I was like, oh, I like his art style. I'm gonna go approach him, and got some of my character designs were brought to life by him, which I appreciate. I think the different characters, they kind of come from, I should say, the inspiration for these characters was this podcast that I was a part of, along with Kyle and our other friends, Will, who was inspiration for Big Billy. And so, when I was making the card game, I was like, well, obviously these 4 characters that are in this kind of funny podcast should be in this game. And so that was it. The first 5 characters were set: Nick, Lewis, Marv, Billy, and Paul. And then I was like, well, it'd be great to have like a Chun-Li type character too. And so when I was making the computer game, I was like, okay, I think this kind of side character that was mentioned once in the podcast named Dr. Flatskin. I was like, let's do a redesign of Dr. Flatskin to be a little more interesting. And so, yeah, I kind of took inspiration from that podcast. The different characters, their visuals were sort of kind of extensions of these sort of personalities of these characters from the podcast. Like Lewis is sort of the nerd. His personality in the game is that he's very much, he thinks he's much smarter than he is. He's seen Cosmos, like 2 episodes of Cosmos almost. And so he's like wearing like Carl Sagan's outfit. Paul in the game is sort of like a slacker, like he kind of was in the podcast too. And so he's sort of wearing like a Hawaiian shirt, and like, he was like dressed to go to like a block party. Billy in the podcast was like our anime expert, and so I had this idea, like, well, what if he was this big body grappler who somehow got fused with this like anime cat girl or cat boy or something. And that ended up being a really popular design choice. I think people really liked that one. And AZN7 did a great job of bringing that to life. I was really worried. Like, I didn't reveal that design for a long time because I'm like, are people going to like this? It's kind of weird, right? And Marv, his design, I was like, well, I want to have, in the card game, he was actually a noodle man. His name was Marinara Marv. And he was supposed to be like kind of like a spaghetti monster or something. And that ended up, I was like, this is gonna be really hard to draw. And what's funny is Tough Love Arena kind of did this with Noodle, right?
Good point.
That was their zoner. But I was like, maybe what would be more fun is like a JoJo's like stand, where like maybe his stand is the one with the long arms. And so I'm like, okay, he's just like some stoner who got possessed by like a tree spirit or something, because they call pot trees, sort of a nod to that. And so he's got this stand who has the long limbs, and he's just sort of like along for the ride. He's sort of a pacifist. Oh, Flatskin, yeah. So Flatskin, so she's basically just dressed like my wife, and she's got a big vine because she's a botanist in this game. And she'll get a bit of redesign too coming up. So I mentioned these redesigns. So inspired by the Niche Fighter Fête, they're raising money to support the development of this game. I started talking to this artist, and I was like, well, actually, since Niche Fighter Fête's raising some money, I can actually say, okay, like I can maybe pay this person a little bit, because the earnings from the game so far have not really been enough to hire anybody besides myself. And I'm fine volunteering my time, but I don't want to waste someone else's time and not pay them. But in any case, I liked their designs a lot, and they've been working really hard on producing some new key art for the game, some redesigns for the characters. They've been working really fast and doing a really good job. His name is Alan McMillan, and I think by now the key art should be ready, and he made it specifically to showcase during this event. So I hope you guys can show it a bit. Maybe you can show it right now.
Absolutely. I think
Uh,
somewhere over here, perhaps we will
yes.
we will insert it.
But yeah, there's some really cool redesigns for the characters. Paul's look is a little bit more modern now. He's like a slacker still, but kind of like not like a 1980s like slacker, just kind of more how people are today as slackers. Flatskin's a little more adventurous looking. Nick has an updated design, which I really like. Billy is mostly the same, but I think just drawn in this new style. And I think Marv also has a bit more character to him, which I think is nice. He's a bit more of like a lovable dope rather than sort of a disheveled guy who's haunted. So, and Lewis also has a bit more of a sinister kind of look to him. Right. So these new designs are looking pretty good, and if we're able to raise enough money, we can start putting this art into the game, into the story mode, into the character select screens, which will probably get a nice makeover, and really make the game look more professional. Hopefully, sell a little better. And we've also started doing a Patreon to raise some money for the art. We have one patron right now. Shout out to Dank Pasta, I believe is his name. Really appreciate the support. And hopefully we'll get some good perks for the patrons. We're going to do probably, well, for one, I think there's a tier where you can get into the credits of the game. You can get some extra Steam keys for your friends by supporting the Patreon. We also are thinking about doing some merch, maybe like a nice poster of the key art, maybe some stickers, stuff like that we'd love to share with people who want to support us. So hopefully between the community support, the sales of the game, which I hope will pick up a bit after the online update coming up, and with the Niche Fighter Fête, hopefully we can get some good support for our artist and maybe really get a nice visual makeover for everything. So I'm hopeful for that, and I'm looking forward to seeing the game transform over the next few months.
That's amazing. I am too. I'm really excited to see where this goes. I'm a firm believer that we as a community can truly support our artists in order to make this kind of stuff sustainable. We all love the games that people make and the events that are hosted and the experiences we have with them. And yeah, I think we can pull together and kind of give the like I said on Twitter there, beautify the world of Mega Knockdown a bit and bring it to some more people. I think that's totally possible.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for the Niche Fighter Fed, I probably would have been like, well, I can't afford to pay you, so I'm sorry, I'll keep you in mind, ... But this kind of helped me kind of get some confidence to be like, yeah, let's work together. Let's do it. Let's see what happens. And I think I'm just really happy with how it's gone so far.
Excellent. Is there anything that you wanted to say to the folks out there about, Mega Knockdown, about what you're doing?
So we've got a really cool new online mode coming out. Probably first week of November or so. We've been testing it for like a month now. Mostly runs pretty well. You can get onto an online match if they're via a Steam invite from your desktop in like 10 seconds. You can connect to people anywhere in the world. It's pretty stable. There have been a few bugs I'm working on still to make sure it's as stable as possible for people, but you can spectate. There's some options to do player rotation, double blind character select. I think it's a pretty nice. There's chat too. You can trash talk in the lobbies. It's called I called it like the salty chat. So really excited about this update. I've been working on it for quite a while now, trying to get some alternative to the native Steam Online. I hope people check it out, and the community has been really happy with the lobbies, I think, so far. So hopefully, when it's released to the public, there can be a nice little online scene for the game beyond what we already have, kind of like within the small community we have on our Discord. So yeah, if you want to support the game, pick up a copy, join the Discord, subscribe to our Patreon. and you'll have helped kind of make this little project even better.
Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate you stopping by and talking about Mega Knockdown and sharing this amazing game with the community.
Yeah, thanks, and I really appreciate you bringing me on to talk about it.
Absolutely. All right. Well, people, you can find dHamster at Twitter at dHamster.
Or via the Mega Knockdown account is also mine, so that's me too.
At Mega Knockdown, that's right, megaknockdown.com. If you want to find out more about the game, there's a bunch of stuff on there. And go check it out. It's available on Steam right now. Yo, thank you so much, dHamster, for sitting down with me and having a little bit of a chat about Mega Knockdown. I love learning about the history of how these games come to be. Like the fact that these character designs just came out of like a shared podcast that they were doing. Right? It's I don't know. It's fascinating to me to see that kind of creative process. So I love it. And speaking of the creative process, Damien is hard at work. Folks, Damiens.Dragons, because of the whole Instagram thing, on Instagram, if you want to check out this fine man's fine art. We are coming together here. We're in about the last 5 minutes of our little segment here, and
I'm just putting the finishing touches on the open wide for Chunky.
Oh yeah.
And I think it looks kind of like the writing.
I mean, that seems appropriately 90s to me. Oh, what'd you do?
That wasn't dry. Okay, the rest is fine. Alright.
This is beautiful. This is coming together so well. My friends, remember, if you donate...
Oh, where is it?
There you go. Open wide for Chunky.
Get some balls on it!
This is something that you will be able to actually win. If you donate any more than $25 or more throughout the weekend, you will be entered into a raffle to win some of this fine art. I want to see Open Wide for Chunky framed and hanging on somebody's wall. I want to see both of these pieces, both of these Mega Knockdown pieces, or the Mega Knockdown / Robo-O piece. I want to see these go to two different people. And then we need to see them across the fucking world. offering flowers.
Link up.
Yo, long distance relationships can work, all right?
Sometimes.
Oh, high praise from Foxy Boxy.
Oh, the developer of Robo-O saying this is better than the original works.
Well.
You're gonna give Damien an ego.
That's a joke for Mike because he knows I already have one.
I gotta say, I'm very happy that I'm able to kind of showcase a bunch of different artists doing different kind of stuff. Right, like, this is, the whole Niche Fighter Fête was, inspired by a lot of things, but one of the things that I really appreciated was seeing the, Rick the Hado do the Combo Breaker Look Alive events, where it really was, when they couldn't host offline events because of COVID, they were able to get together online, and it became this huge celebration of everyone. You had musical acts, you had artists doing showcase, you had all this cool stuff. And I feel that that's something that is sorely missing from a lot of our events in the fighting game community. And so to be able to bring a little bit of that to the table just makes me happy.
Yeah. As cheesy as they are in hindsight, but like I remember back in the day when like they would do like the ciphers and stuff. Where it was like the rap ciphers where people would do like a verse and then they pass it to someone else and they do a verse, and like they were a little cheesy, but like it was still just kind of that cool to see like that process of like that community coming together and creating this piece based off of this, like, someone created the initial beat and then they just passed it along and it grew into just like this full-blown song.
Yeah.
We used to do that with remember Danny's machine that he used to have? The loop-de-loop?
Oh, yeah. We had a friend who had a looping machine, right? So we'd just create loops, and then you do stuff over top of it. And yeah, that was that kind of shared experience, right? Yo, Alan McMillan saying the anime character whose head has replaced Billy's is called Suplex Chan. So that's your tone setter right there. Friends, like, seriously. Open wide for Chunky. Look at this beautiful... Like, this is a balls level if I've ever seen one. This is so awesome.
And what you can do is you can just get... This is my suggestion. Get a whole bunch of marbles, put this into a tray, and then you... Get your marbles to fight!
That's right.
So you should hold it up so it looks like the dragon saying "Open wide for Chunky."
Oh.
Changes the context, I think.
Open wide.
Are you chunky?
That Punk's saying if they win it, they're gonna frame it.
Yo, I want to see it. I definitely want to see it. Look, this is coming together so freaking well. It's beautiful. Yo, we got the beach towel. We got a beach ball.
That's the ball crossover.
Yeah. Yes, there will be no stream that happens this weekend without some form of ball.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for the late night.
Yes, that's when my stream becomes 18 plus.
Good blue.
So Damien, did you want to talk a little bit about, like, what is your drawing process like? Like, I do a little bit of drawing. I do some designs. I have my designs on my merch and stuff like that. But, like, this is not my profession. This is not my, even, like, I haven't even been doing this, like, I couldn't draw hands for the first 20 years of my life.
Well, hands are hard. Everyone knows that.
I'm always impressed by his speed too, because like, so a little inside stuff. We're all part of the same D&D group, and we'll be talking about something in D&D, and like 10 minutes later, Damien would be like, "Oh, here's a drawing of that thing that we were just talking about." I'm like, "How do you do it so fast?" And like in such high quality too. Like,
remember that Simpsons episode way back in the day where the guy's like, "I will teach you how to draw with shapes." And he's like, "You can use a triangle, a circle, and yes, even a rhombus." That's how I do it.
That's how you do it? It's the rhombus? Is that the key?
The rhombus is definitely the key. Here comes Billy.
Suplex Chan. Billy is the unit. Is it Suplex Chan and Bodybuilding Kun?
no, Suplex Chan and Billy.
And just Billy?
Yeah.
All right. No, but like I said, I thought Billy was the unit, and therefore
No, Billy's the person, and their head
was
by
by Suplex Chan. Ah, I see. See, we got to get the lore, man. We need the Mega Knockdown lore. And then we have to.
The most important part is the muscles of Billy.
Yes. I'm telling you, more beefcake in our fighting games. All right.
Billy is proof that you can be ripped and cute at the same time.
Right? Exactly. People contain multitudes, all right? you go, coming together. But yeah, Damien, so you find yourself at, art shows and you sell your various pieces and you do commissions and such. Do you have anything else? Come on, if somebody wants a dragon pondering an orb on a t-shirt, can they get that?
I'm not sure. Because I did have a TeePublic, but I'm not sure I do anymore.
Oh, TeePublic were jerks?
Yeah, I think maybe I violated some terms. I don't know what terms.
Yeah, they'll never tell you. Well, we're gonna get you set up with another TeePublic store. We'll make sure you stop.
Yeah,
Right?
I got some cool designs. I got one that's dragon, and it is just the face, but I edited it on the old Photoshop, cleaned it up, and it's now
because you
really nice and graphic.
Because you do traditional art, you're always pen and paper and acrylics and
Digital scares me. It's a whole new thing. But yeah, I do recognize that obviously it's got some merits, yeah.
I don't know. There's something about seeing it come together on paper.
I love paper. I love the feel of it. I even love mistakes. I screwed this up, but you wouldn't get that you wouldn't get that in digital, because I would just fix it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get these kind of lines. All right, I'm gonna highlight it, and then I'll do a little thing around it, and then I'll clean it up.
All right.
I lost my highlighter.
Oh no. I want to see it. I want to see this, seriously. I want to see the picture of this on somebody's wall. I need that in my life. I did want to say big shout outs to everyone who's donated and tuned in and helped spread the word about the Niche Fighter Fête and about Mega Knockdown so far. It has been fantastic. Yesterday was a tremendous success with all of our mess around stuff. Punk and Flynn did a great job. Kind of bookending the my digital basement mess around, and we got a bunch of stuff coming up today. We are not going to be left wanting for stuff to do. After this, right after Damien wraps up with this drawing, we're going to be moving into a Nidhogg exhibition between myself and Ducky. This is
new Mr. MKL.
Yes, the new Mr. MKL, who's taken over my streaming station.
Where I changed all your passwords.
No, don't change the passwords. This is bad. We played Nidhogg way back when. Ducky and I go way back. And so we're gonna pit our fighting game footsie skills against each other in the 8-bit or the Atari style fencing game Nidhogg. So we're gonna run some of that. And if any of y'all want to make our lives weirder, you can donate $5 and add a combat variant to the game. We'll show you the list. We've got stuff starting with no swords, low gravity, swords. You can throw them, but they boomerang back to you if they don't hit anything. Swords, no swords. You start with no swords, but you can melee attack the opponent and rip out their spine and use it as a sword. So, spine swords, probably my favorite.
Spine swords.
Yeah. Spine swords is fun on its own, but then spine swords with no swords.
No swords?
Because anytime you get a kill, you get such an advantage.
Yeah. No, it's a delightful experience. So I want you folks to make it weird and fun. So we're gonna start off.
What, every $5 we'll add a new variant?
Yeah, every $5. Yeah, that's what we'll do actually. Yeah, you don't even need to donate $5 and pick one. Every $5 we'll add a new variant. And yeah, we're gonna show off Nidhogg. It'll start off stock. Hopefully it'll be wild by the end of it. And then right after the Nidhogg exhibition, we are going into it's mostly Mugen, and it's a mystery tournament. The mostly Mugen mystery tournament is going to be super fun. You still have a chance to sign up, I believe. I don't think we've reached our player cap. So hit the brackets to or bracket to get to the challenge link and sign up. But make sure to tune in for that. We're going to go through every round of the game. Is going to be it's going to be its own unique standalone Mugen game made by an amazing indie creator. So we are going to check that out, and who knows what you're going to end up having to face. So yeah, make sure to check out those brackets, check out that Matcherino. We got a whole schedule of stuff. Flinge, our good friend, is going to be wrapping up the day later on tonight with a whole bunch of crazy stuff, some panels. I believe they're going to be taking a look at making a hitbox. They're going to be looking at they're going to be looking at whole stuff. They are.
I believe there's the biased take on accessibility.
Ah, yes,
in gaming.
the extremely biased take on accessibility in gaming. That's going to be good. So make sure to check that out. Oh, yo, we have our artist friend in chat saying there's a disconnect between the artist and the substrate. The feel of the pencil in your hand gives you a connection to the work that you can't get through digital.
I agree.
Yeah. Hard agree from the traditional artist.
Whatever that guy said sounded smart, so we're gonna go with it.
Oh, what are you saying there, punk? What are you saying? You're giving stuff away?
Banned.
What am I gonna do now, man? You even highlighted it. Oh god. Can you hide it?
I don't think I can. I think I could time him out, but I don't think I can delete the specific.
Oh, that's
message.
hilarious.
Alright, sorry, Punk, you're getting timed out.
No. That's fine.
Unmod that.
No, it's okay. Yo, I forgive you, Punk. It's all in good fun. I'm just messing with you. No, don't feel bad. I'm just fucking around.
No, you should download Kirby because it's a good game franchise.
Yeah, you should absolutely download some Kirby games, whether it be Kirby Battle Blitz or whether it be
what's the most recent
Nightmare.
one?
What is it? Escape from Nightmare Land?
Yeah, something like that. You should play the Robo Kirby one. That one's actually really fun.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was called. The Kirby Robobot.
The Kirby. Oh God, yeah,
Whatever.
yeah.
I think it was on the Wii U, but it was really good.
Yeah. But that being said, Punk, have them ready, and we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'm just gonna swap those games out now.
Yeah. Your punishment is to waste your hard drive space.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world.
Kirby Planet Robobot. It was on the 3DS.
The Kirby Planet Robobot?
Yeah.
Was that actually the title?
Yeah. It was a
Comes
3DS
so
game.
drippingly off the tongue.
Yeah.
I thought it was a Wii U game. Apparently, it was a 3DS game. That Punk saying that the illustration is looking wonderful, by the way.
Right? Look at this. Look at Billy. And yeah. Open wide for Chunky. It's looking so sharp.
It's gonna end up in our D&D campaign somehow. Open wide for Chunky.
I hope so.
It'll be the oh no.
Oh no. Oh no, it's trying to escape.
The dragon's coming alive. We're gonna fight it live on air.
Rolling
Yo, when are we doing that? When are we doing the Digital Basement D&D campaign?
I don't know. When are you gonna make a scenario for us? I'd be down for that. Go on to host like a one shot or something. I can roll a character for that.
Right? Yeah, folks saying that they're looking absolutely beautiful. They really are. Like, I love, oh man. Now I want to see Heavy Tex and Big Billy as a couple.
Yeah. I hope this inspires D-Hamster and Foxy Boxy to start talking about.
That's right.
Like, so because we've already got some crossovers in
Robo-O.
So what's one more?
Oh no! That's gonna be a highlight now.
Mm-hmm. Just a wave cresting over the
right
beautifully
over
done
the-
thigh.
But again, that's a thing that you don't get in digital. Because you're just like, oh, oops, okay, Control Z. Control Z.
Yes. Well, which is why, like, I will always find myself doing one line 48 times. Just because I'm like, nope, could be better. Nope, could be better.
I don't think I could stand doing that.
Right?
I'd be like, could be better. Let's move on.
So Damien, obviously dragons is kind of your brand. But like you do a bunch of other stuff. Like I said, you've been doing like character art and designs for all of our D&D characters.
Definitely, I do character designs. I like doing figure drawings and dressing them up in weird fantasy outfits. I how about pinch foot drawing frogs as well?
Frogs. Oh.
They're my little
buddy.
my little friends, and I love them. Yeah. So there are a couple of those on there on the old Instagram as well. I sold a couple of those as well. They're usually very cranky and full of attitude.
I mean, yo, who doesn't love a frog with some attitude?
Oh.
So, yo, I don't know. Maybe you're a developer out there and you need some character art. You need some concept art done. You know where to find Damien's Dragons. Damiens.Dragons on Instagram. Welcome to the shill segment.
Just make sure you spell Damien right.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, yo, Mohast, what's up? How you doing there? I got myself and Damien over here doing the drawing, and then we have Ducky on the keys, giving us amazing solos.
Oh, give me a keyboard. I'll do something. It's been a while.
Put the keyboard away. Get the lab.
That was actually I want to get a digital keyboard at some point, and then just like stream myself learning how to play the
piano again. Yeah. This is what I'm saying. More art streams. I want to see more art streams from the fighting game community. Oh, co-host, the new social media platform, but it's cool you have folks there locally.
This is our social media platform.
Yeah, this is our social media platform. The basement.
Mr. MKL's basement. Yeah, we're literally in the digital basement.
Yes, well that's right. It's funny. Like I call this whole, my whole community the digital basement. But there is a physical basement that I reside in.
I also live in a basement. Not this one.
Not this one.
Damien's fancy. He lives in a penthouse.
Right.
I moved there from a basement.
Well, yeah. We all started in the basement.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started grabbing bottom, now we're here. Wait, was that an inside joke?
Maybe. Yeah, a bunch of people are looking for an alternative. I am Emmy. I am streaming from a literal basement. A literal basement. You could see I could point it over to the window above our heads.
I could stand up and smash my head.
And pretty much, yeah. And yes, indeed, tournament starts. The Mystery Mugen tournament will be starting at 2 p.m. Eastern, friends.
Okay, I'm gonna do this.
I guess maybe we should start transitioning.
Yeah.
Jamie's just doing cleanup at this point.
Yeah, I'm just gonna clean it up. I will stamp it with the brand, and we can show them off when they're done.
Sweet. You think
They're very close. I just want to clean them up a bit, give them a little more,
Okay. Well, we need to do our Nidhogg exhibition.
Yeah, you
So,
gotta.
Do you want to we'll take a little 5-10 minute break, and then you can clean those up and we'll show them before the exhibition?
All right, cool.
Perfect. All right. Yo, let's leave the camera on you. And yeah, my friends, get ready. Let's check out Damien doing this little wrap up. Then we'll sign off with you, my friend. And then it's gonna be time for some Nidhogg, time for some 8-bit fencing. Yeah, you do, Alan. Definitely need to get a Twitch going for some live stream stuff, like live drawing stuff. I know Mohas, you've been doing some painting streams, right? Like, I don't know, man. We got so many talented people in our community, and it's like, let's show this shit off. People want to see it. And yes, so that punk, we have some donations that have come through.
And I believe to be entered in the raffles, it's a cumulative total, not a one-time donation.
Yes, not a one-time donation. So if you donate $25 or more over the course of a weekend, you will be entered into a draw to win these drawings. A draw for the drawing. So just from scrolling through, we have a few people. You know what? Let's do. I want more people to have a chance here. Let's do $20. We'll do $20 in total over the entire weekend, and you can win some of these fantastic things. I will ship it to you personally. Everyone deserves a chance at some of this love. That's what I say. And because it's my stream, I can do whatever the hell I want.
You make the rules.
Yeah. All right, friends. Enjoy this last bit of painting here, and we're going to be back in a few minutes with some Nidhogg.
I don't know.
I don't know.
An artist can never tell.
An artist can never tell if
One
we're
more
done.
stroke. Belongs to the ages now.
There you go. My friends, this is officially the art we have put together between us all. We open wide for Chunky, and we have Big Billy and Heavy Tex in a lovely little beach scene.
It was all me.
It was all you. Yo, Damien here. Let me step over here. I wanted to say thank you so much for participating and putting together this lovely work. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, man. Always a good time. And yeah.
Let us know where
It'll be my own stream.
Heck yes, that's what I want to see.
Yeah.
We're gonna see Damien running their own stream soon enough.
You can follow me on Instagram at Damiens.Dragons. I have many posts every day. Always doing art. Daily art. Thanks for having me once again.
Presumably, when you do start your Twitch, it'll be some variant of
Damien's
same.
Dragons.
Yeah.
Is what the name will be.
Yeah.
Yo.
I've got a niche. And look, I've got branding.
Yo, I know the Damien's Dragon stamp is something pretty awesome.
It's not for sale. It's only for me. Sorry.
So yo, make sure, friends, if you want a chance to win some of this art, make sure to hit up that ! Matcherino and donate. If you donate at least $20 in total throughout the entire weekend, take the Chunky art.
It's not in.
It's not in frame, so let's show the Chunky art. This one too, oh. So yeah, you can win any one of these 3 pieces if you've donated $20 or more throughout the entire weekend. So make sure to get in there, support some awesome indie artists, and help us raise some money for Mega Knockdown to continue its development.
And continue taunting that ostrich.
And yo, taunt that ostrich every day. Yo,
Mwah!
thank you so much, Damien, for joining us. We will catch you hopefully soon. I hope it's not the end. We need to come back to the digital basement.
Yeah, let's go back to the digital basement.
Alrighty. Okay, friends, we are going to be kicking it off now over to me and Ducky doing some Nidhogg. We're going to be pushing the buttons and doing some Nidhogg. So I'm going to run and get that set up right now, and we're going to play some games. Peace!
Am I holding the scene here?
Yeah, you're holding it.
Oh God!
You're still
Oh
on.
my gosh!
You're
It's dead air.
You're responsible, Damien.
Okay, so one time there was a rabbi.
No,
and a
let's not go
priest,
here.
And there was an imam.
There you go. He's gonna be responsible. I gotta watch with this guy. I gotta watch.